Hi there, my name is Kerry Decker and welcome to another exciting edition of Kerry's Kitchen. Today we're going to be making shepherd's pie. This show is for you guys out there because I always feel that a guy should be able to make at least one dish or one meal for his girlfriend, his wife, his companion, or whomever, and we're going to do this in less than 10 minutes. It's very simple. I'm not a professional chef or a cook. I'm a professional eater, and so I just want to be able to make something that's simple and healthy and something that we can all enjoy. And first of all, I want to thank all of you out there for your great emails and comments that you've been making on the Kerry's Kitchen, and I also want to thank the local cable TV people because now we've got a couple systems now who are running Kerry's Kitchen on their cable system 24/7. Boy, that's what I like to see. Anyway, so let's get right down to it. Today we're going to be making shepherd's pie. You know, and maybe all you guys don't know what's involved there. It's actually a traditional English dish, and it's made with lamb. But we're going to Americanize it here at Kerry's Kitchen. We're going to make it with ground beef. In fact, some of the fishermen also make it, and they call it fisherman's pie. And it's also, I've heard it called potato top pie from New Zealand, cowboy pie, and well, even the vegetarians out there, they call it shepherdless pie. So whatever you want to call it, we're going to be making it today on Kerry's Kitchen, and it's very, very simple to do. Okay, let me show you what we're going to need for today's recipe. All right, previously I have mashed up some potatoes and everything. We use real potatoes on Kerry's Kitchen, not the instant kind, and so I've got a bowl of them here that we can use. Now, some of the other things that I use are mixed vegetables. You can buy peas or corn, but we could put carrots or whatever we want. So we've got some mixed vegetables. You can even throw in some mushrooms, which would be very good as well. And I've got some grated cheese, which is always very, very good. And you know, sometimes we're going to use some sour cream in the mashed potatoes instead of real butter. And you know, you say, hey, I don't want to buy a great big thing of sour cream or anything. Well, once in a while you can go to one of those fast food restaurants, and when you get your baked potato, you say, can I have an extra sour cream, please? And there it is, all by itself, and it's just right for a shepherd's pie. Oh yes, and here is a small crust, and we're going to be using about a half a pound of ground beef, which is very, very good, and we're going to wind up browning it in a pan, which we have some butter in. Okay, what we're going to be doing first is browning up the meat. And I've got my pan right here with the butter in it, and I've got some of the ground beef that we got from before. Now, unlike the hamburgers that we've made in the past, we are going to be cooking this in a pan. But rather than making like a patty out of it, what you're going to be doing is just breaking up the meat into small pieces and chunks, and just throwing it into the pan, and then we're going to kind of stir fry it as it may be, these pieces and everything, because we want it loose because we're going to put the vegetables in it before long. So what we have to do first, I've got a nice hot pan here, I've got the butter is melting, and slowly but surely here we've got the beef in here, and we are going to just keep it turning and mixing up for a few minutes until it's all brown and cooked up real nice. There we go. It's cooking up pretty nicely here. I even have to add a little more in there because it's got to be about a half a pound to make this small pie. So I'm going to put a little bit more in there just so we have plenty. It's another thing with Kerry's Kitchen. We want to have always enough or a little bit extra, but never come up short. So I'm just going to keep mixing this around until it gets nice and brown. Okay. Now that I've got the meat, half to 3/4 of the way browned, okay, I've got just my little cup of vegetables here, the peas and the corn, the carrots and whatnot, and I'm going to throw that in also and mix that in to cook. Now, some people also put in broth and everything. That's fine, but we're going to do this in less than 10 minutes, so we are going to cook this up in a hurry, and then we're going to put it in our pie crust next. Okay, now I've got my small pie crust here, which is all set, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting the meat into the pie. Alrighty, just take it right out of the pan. I've already drained it off a little bit, and putting the beef along with the vegetables right into the pie shell. Here we go. This looks good. Okay, I've got the meat all put in here along with the vegetables and everything. Looks fine. And now the fun part begins, because we're going to put a mashed potato top on it. Alrighty, we've got our mashed potatoes from before, and we're going to put a nice thick coating of mashed potatoes. Instead of a pie crust on the top, we are going to put mashed potatoes. And that's where the difference is. Alrighty, we always like to make things just a little bit different here on Kerry's Kitchen. This is no exception. Alrighty. Okay. I've got the mashed potatoes on there on the top of the pie. Alrighty, and the next thing is going to be the grated cheese. Remember, we've got some grated cheese from before, so I'm going to sprinkle that on the top just to kind of make a little nice topping on it. There we go. And once again, Kerry uses his fingers on this. Just don't show your guests. Alrighty, there we go. We've got kind of a nice cheese topping with mashed potatoes on the top of this, and now we're going to be putting it into our oven. Now, for all of you green people out there, we don't use the great big huge oven when we just want to cook a little bit of pie. So what we do is we use our toaster oven here, and we can cook up smaller portions without having to consume a lot of electricity and everything else to cook one little pie in a great big huge oven. So we're going to slip this in, alrighty, and I'm going to set this at 375. Alrighty. Now, if your meat is not cooked very much or whatever, you can go around 18 minutes at 375. But I'm going to be using this until I see everything kind of brown and the cheese melts and everything like that. Now, the lesser that the cheese melts, the greater taste you're going to get from it. If you melt it way down, you're not going to taste it anymore. All right, so let's wait while and get this thing browned up. Here we go. Okay, I think it's done. All right, here we go. Now, have a real plate nearby. Remember, on Kerry's Kitchen, we always use real plates. No plastic plates here. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's hot. All righty. Let's do this real quick here. Oh, there we go. All righty, and there we go. We have our shepherd's pie with the ground beef on the inside mixed with an assortment of vegetables, and we have a mashed potato topping on it with cheese that's been melted after it's all been cooked. And that's great. A simple dish in less than 10 minutes. So once again, we are all set to go. This is Kerry Decker thanking you for your time this time. Until next time, take care, and we'll see you again real soon. I'm going to sit down behind the tube and have some shepherd's pie. Alrighty, here we go. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye now.